Welcome down the warp pipe. Donkey Kong Country is my favorite game of all time. I play it almost yearly. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't have some slight problems. Because another thing I love, both in games and real life, is the sight of freshly fallen snow. So when I got to Gorilla Glacier for the first time as a kid in 1994, I was super excited. Unfortunately, that whole world, and specifically Snow Barrel Blast, really exemplifies a great game with a little bit of bad game design. So today, let's do a run through of Snow Barrel Blast, break out the level using DKC Atlas to take a bigger look at the overall picture, and discuss some small changes that could have made the level both play a whole lot better and also keep that same atmosphere and core structure of those previous Donkey Kong Country levels. Alright, so we're off to the races here. Nice sort of vertical ascent. And I love the rhythm of those three birds in a row. Let's just take a quick look here. If you'll notice, everything's kind of building up, right? So there's actually some good design there, and there's even a return barrel for a secret that you can see just like right over here. It works great. Cool that there's a bonus right up there. Tricky to get to, but if you jump off the bird that's right here, you'll get over to it. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I love the vertical kind of growth here that you get to that one up. And then things kind of flatline. So let's keep on going. I always love doing that too, the one bird there. That's one of the core designs with Donkey Kong Country levels that kind of is a little bit bad in Snow Barrel Blast specifically, and we'll see a little bit more later on. The barrel here almost seems like you could shoot towards a shortcut over here to shoot underneath, which I think is both a missed opportunity to maybe add some sort of branching path here that would have been cool, but also it means that you need to shoot up to that one ledge that you see. I think it's totally fine. Level design wise, these are much more straightforward than what you get in some of the other Donkey Kong Country levels, but regardless, hey, let's keep going here. Some tricky enemy placement with a downward incline. Those barrels there, nice, fun, nothing too tricky. Same with those three guys there. That almost got me. Yeah, unfortunately I've got this kind of tattooed to my brain there. So one thing you can notice here is that the snow is starting to pick up in the background, which is really cool. And I love the throwing the barrel there. Trick that guy out. So the snow is starting to really build up, and it builds a ton of atmosphere, which I think is great, and I actually really love in this level up until about this point. And then, as you can see, yep, we had okay, what's going on here? So let's talk about that for a moment. So you basically burst out all the way over here, go through some normal platforming sections, some enemies, nothing too crazy or unfamiliar. You know, you got some challenging barrel areas, no secret or anything like that hidden here. Again, that one barrel that I rolled down across, took some guys out really quick. That's a neat trick that I did not know how to do as a kid. So once we get to this section here, you know, you hit the barrels, shoot over, it's not a big deal. Hit those vultures and kind of go down, and then we run into what is going to begin to be the annoyance of Snow Barrel Blast. So there is an enemy there that gets completely ignored by getting shot over him, and then there is a secret barrel there that we didn't go back and get. That's fine. And we hit the checkpoint. So, you know, the checkpoint right here, great. But the real thing here is that the snow starts kicking in. I love the buildup of that background snow, and I feel like that there's definitely a way of implementing what's done here better. Okay, so up until this point, Snow Barrel Blast is more or less a regular Donkey Kong Country level. Has a little bit more barrels than you're maybe used to, but I mean, they're pretty easy, and I mean, speaking as someone who's played the game almost yearly, yeah, obviously, but I mean, even as a kid, they wouldn't be the hardest thing in the world. However, the thing that gets almost everyone, and I still don't know a single person, I mean, I can kind of see through it now just because I know the level so well, but is this whole snow in the front. So personally, I think that if the design was built around the idea of the Kong's vision representing where it gets covered up, so almost like curtain drapes on the sides, meaning that the direction you're facing with the Kongs would have increased visibility, almost like a little tiny sliver on the right side being where you can see some snow coming in, and then behind them have a thick overlay of snow like you do in the whole level right now, would have been a better way of approaching this. The camera actually being treated as a camera in this case, where the snow gets in front of it like it would here with my hand, I think that really takes away from what could have been overall great design, and is something that actually doesn't get brought up too often in terms of another way to tackle this while keeping that same atmosphere. Because I love how the background gets whited out. Just unfortunately, you can't do what they did with the foreground stuff. Like, whenever games do that, it always just gets in the way. It doesn't help gameplay, it doesn't make it more challenging. It just kind of gets frustrating or annoying. But for the rest of the level, you have to deal with it. So let's get to the rest of the level. Okay, so we hit the barrel there, go through. So yeah, the snow is also slippery in this level, which is something that I didn't really bring up before, but yeah, it just kind of okay, so that vulture there really feels like it should be a secret. I'm gonna take this snow off so we can actually look at the level design now, rather than look through the foreground. Jeez. So yeah, like the vertical part going down, sort of here. You have a lot of birds to deal with in this section here, which is totally fine. It's challenging, it's manageable. But then you have this little section down here with the like almost a safety net. Why that isn't over here, I'm not really sure, or even in any of the earlier sections. Why are those bottomless pits there? Like this section, why isn't it here? It really should be. It's not like a tiered step system of difficulty, it just kind of exists randomly. Which is another thing. I mean, look at the whole sketch out of the level design. I mean, it's clearly thought out, but it doesn't have a tiered step system to it. So anyways, getting to this section here, yeah, this is the long section of shots, and I just wanted to show this. So you might instinctively shoot across this as a shortcut, but no, the actual shortcut is to shoot down, and it's just a trick. Let's be honest. Like this bird here, I feel like is where this barrel should be. So this barrel here should be moved all the way over to where this little vulture bird dude is here, just underneath him. So you jump on him, you fall down, and then that's your shortcut if they really wanted to do that. And we're just gonna get through the rest of this because, yeah, like right here, just shoot straight down. No, you're gonna shoot up. So that could have been tackled better, I feel, but what can you do? This section does get tricky, and I think is a just difficulty ramp up for this section. However, if you do take that shortcut, you go so far, like just so ridiculously far away from having to do any of this, that it feels cheap. I mean, it's great, and I love that you can do things like that. I wish there was more expressiveness in the level design for this barrel section. Whoever built that did a fantastic job of laying things out to give you options, whether they intended to or not. And based on the look of the rest of these barrels, I'm going to go with they did not intend it. It just cuts half the level out. It's almost like they knew that the snow being in your way is annoying, so, I mean, feasibly, you get to that halfway part, you do another quarter of a level, and then you can just cheese out the rest of that level. The entire snow barrel blast portion. So almost the entire barrel blast section, like the amount of barrels in this is equivalent to the amount of barrels in the previous section of the level. We're at the end of the level. And the snow, again, slippery snow here, it's not, I get it, it's kind of icy or whatever, but they have an actual ice cave level as well in Donkey Kong Country, and it gets even slipperier. So that's Snow Barrel Blast, a level that does a great job of capturing the atmosphere of being in a blizzard. However, the few small missteps with not having properly stepped level design and safety nets early on, coupled with a blizzard that just completely consumes the camera as if the camera is a separate entity, rather than representing the vision of what the Kongs can see, I think those small changes, and again, making the snow actually snow and not ice, would have been nice. But am I nitpicking here? Let me know in the comments below if I am, and also let me know if there's any games with sections that kind of drive you nuts or you know are bad or poorly designed and could be a lot better, but you just love them anyways.